Have you ever been standing in front of someone, wanting so badly to say something in English, and yet before a single word can leave your mouth, you feel your mind quietly slip away into your own language, building the whole sentence there first, choosing the words there first, and only then rushing to translate it all into English before you dare to speak? And by the time you have finished that long, silent translation inside your head, the moment has already passed. The other person is looking at you and waiting. Your heart is beating a little faster, and the beautiful sentence you built so carefully now comes out slow, broken, and half as good as it was in your mind. If this is you, I want you to hear me clearly and gently. There is nothing wrong with you. You are not slow, and you are not failing. You are simply doing the one thing that almost every English learner in the world does, the thing that quietly holds back millions of intelligent, capable people, and it is this: you are translating instead of thinking. You have been taught to treat English like a locked door that you must open with the key of your own language, again and again, every single time. But today, calmly and without any stress, I am going to show you that you can learn to walk straight through that door without any key at all. My name is John, and for more than 40 years, I have helped people learn English and grow into the best version of themselves. And in this gentle lesson, I will share 5 simple, practical ways to slowly train your mind to think directly in English, so that one day, sooner than you believe, the words will simply come. Before we begin, welcome to English Listening Lab, the calm little corner of the internet where we slow everything down so that your mind finally has the time and the peace it needs to truly absorb the language. There is no rush here, no pressure, and no test at the end. Only you, my voice, and the quiet joy of learning something well. If you enjoy this lesson, please take one small moment to subscribe and turn on the notification bell, because every single week I share a new, slow, and clear English lesson designed to help you listen better, speak with more confidence, and grow one word at a time. Your subscription is completely free, but it means the world to me, and it quietly tells me that these lessons are truly helping real people like you all around the world. Now, take a slow, deep breath in through your nose. Let your shoulders drop and relax. Because before we learn how to think in English, we must first gently understand why we translate in the first place. When you were young, you learned your own language without a single rule, without a single grammar book, simply by living inside it, hearing it all day, feeling it, and connecting words directly to the world around you. The word for water was tied straight to the cool feeling of water on your hands, with no other language standing in the middle. But English, for most of us, was taught differently. It was taught through translation, through lists where an English word sat next to a word in our own language. And so our brain quietly built a habit, a bridge that always runs through our first language before it reaches English. That bridge was useful once at the very beginning, but now it is the very thing slowing you down. And the good news, the wonderful news, is that habits can be gently unlearned and replaced. And that is exactly what we're going to start doing today. The first and simplest practice is to begin naming the world around you in English, quietly, all day long, in the safe privacy of your own mind. You do not need a classroom for this. You do not need a teacher or a book, and you do not even need to open your mouth. As you move through your ordinary day, simply let your inner voice gently label the things you see. When you pick up your cup in the morning, think, "This is a warm cup of coffee." When you look out of the window, think, "The sky is gray today. It might rain." When you are walking, think, "I am walking slowly. The street is quiet." Do not translate these little thoughts from your own language, and please do not worry at all about perfect grammar. Just reach directly for whatever simple English you already have and let it touch the world in front of you. This tiny practice may feel silly at first, almost like a child pointing at things, but it is doing something quietly powerful. Every time you connect an English word straight to a real object, a real feeling, or a real moment, without passing through your first language, you are slowly building a brand new bridge, a direct one from the world straight into English. And the more you use that new bridge, the stronger it grows. And the old slow bridge through translation begins little by little to fade. So start today with the very next object you see and simply name it, gently in English. The second practice is to build and strengthen your English inner voice, that quiet voice we all have that talks to us inside our own heads throughout the day. Right now, for you, that inner voice almost certainly speaks in your first language, commenting on everything, planning, worrying, remembering, dreaming, and that is completely natural. But here is a beautiful secret. You can slowly invite English into that inner voice. And when you do, you are practicing the language for hours every day without anyone ever knowing. Start small and start kind. Perhaps for just a few minutes each day, let your inner voice narrate what you are doing in simple English, saying to yourself, "Now I am making breakfast. I need to find a clean plate. I hope I am not late." Talk to yourself in English about your plans for the day, about how you are feeling, about a small decision you must make. At first, it will feel slow and clumsy, and you will often run out of words and fall back into your own language. And that is perfectly fine. Simply return gently to English whenever you notice. Over time, these small moments grow, and one quiet, ordinary day, you will suddenly catch yourself thinking a full thought in English without ever having decided to. And my friend, that is one of the most joyful moments in a learner's whole journey. That is the true beginning of fluency, not in a test, not in a classroom, but in the private quiet of your own mind, where English has finally come to live. The third practice is to stop collecting single lonely words and start collecting whole chunks of language instead. Because fluent speakers do not build their sentences one tiny brick at a time. They speak in ready-made phrases that come out all together as one smooth piece. When you translate, you are almost always working word by painful word, reaching for one word, then the next, then the next. And this is exactly why it feels so slow and so heavy. But native speakers carry thousands of little pre-made chunks in their minds, small groups of words that always travel together, like, would you like? I was going to. Do you mind if? It depends on. I have no idea, and by the way. When you learn language in these natural chunks instead of single words, something wonderful happens. Because you no longer have to build each phrase from nothing. You simply reach for the whole ready piece, and it comes out complete and correct and smooth. So as you listen to English, to podcasts, to films, to lessons like this one, keep your ears open for these little groups of words that keep appearing again and again, and gently collect them, repeat them, and use them. Instead of learning the single word decision, learn the whole living chunk, I need to make a decision. Instead of the lonely word depend, learn it depends on the weather. Each chunk you own is a piece of English that will pour out of you without any translation at all. And slowly your speech begins to flow in these natural, easy waves, instead of arriving one slow, translated word at a time. Now let me give you the last two practices, and then I will send you off with something warm to carry in your heart. The fourth practice is to surround yourself with so much English input that thinking in it slowly becomes natural, because you can only ever think in a language that you have first heard, again and again, pouring into you like gentle rain. So fill the quiet corners of your day with English. Listen to slow, clear lessons while you cook or walk. Watch a short video in English before you sleep. Read a few easy pages of a simple story. And let the natural rhythms and patterns of the language sink deep into you without any pressure to memorize a single thing. The more real English flows into your mind, the more your mind has to think with. And one day you will reach for a phrase and find it already waiting there, placed quietly by all those hours of gentle listening. The fifth and final practice, and perhaps the most important of all, is to let go of your fear of small mistakes, because the deepest reason so many of us translate is that we are secretly afraid. Afraid to be wrong, afraid to sound foolish, and so we hide inside our own language where we feel safe and only step out once everything is perfectly prepared. But fluency does not live in that safe place. Fluency is born the moment you allow yourself to speak imperfectly, to reach for English directly and let it come out a little messy, a little broken, and completely, beautifully human. So now, let us gently gather our 5 gifts and hold them together. First, quietly name the world around you in English all day long. Second, slowly welcome English into your inner voice. Third, collect whole chunks of language instead of lonely single words. Fourth, surround yourself with gentle, constant English input. And fifth, kindly set down your fear of small mistakes and simply let the words come. Do these things faithfully, and I promise you, from all my years of teaching, that the slow bridge of translation will quietly fade, and one ordinary day, the English will simply be there, ready and waiting before you even reach for it. In our next lesson here at English Listening Lab, we are going to explore a question so many of you have asked me: why you can understand English so well and yet still feel unable to speak it. And I truly do not want you to miss it. So if you have not done so yet, please take that one small moment now to subscribe, ring that little bell, and come back soon to sit with me again. Thank you from the very bottom of my heart for spending this quiet time with me today. Keep listening, keep believing in yourself, and always remember, you are far more capable than you know. This is John, and I will see you in the next one.